welcome back to another week of the Breaking Ball podcast, episode 12. Recapping super wild card weekend for you guys. We got a lot of broken hearts, a lot of annoying people, and yeah, some people that aren't going to get to watch their team for another 8 months now.
A
9
lot
months.
of annoying people.
That's unbelievable.
Sounds like someone who's salty.
There's just
I'm
one
not
annoying
salty.
person.
I'm not salty.
Hey, Noah.
I'm not salty.
Hey, Brennan.
There's only one guy in here that's annoying,
Yeah.
and that's the guy in green and yellow, and the guy that has cheese on his head.
I guess that counts for two, though.
Fucking bastard. All right.
This is a quesadilla. It's got cheese in it. I'm putting it on top of my head now.
Okay.
What
Cheese
the
head.
fuck?
True to the brand. Good
Yeah.
This fucking guy.
It's a freaking cult.
brand
It's a
recognition,
cult.
Nick.
You sick bastard.
Brennan, go buy a share in the team, bro. That shit would be hard.
It's
For real.
possible.
Honestly, I have some family friends that are Packers fans that are sharing the team.
Yeah, that's fire, bro. You could
That's
say
hard.
you
How is it
started the team.
all about Jake all of a sudden? Can we get going with the podcast?
Hey, sit there and eat your
All
quesadilla.
right.
I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let you enjoy this.
There we go.
Plain cheese
Gotta be the
quesadilla.
bigger-
That's sickening.
All right. We got the first game of Super Wildcard weekend. Texans 45, Browns 14. Noah.
Take her away,
man, oh
sweetheart.
man. Man, oh man. Frank Cortez.
You're
Just
frozen on my
imagine-
screen, Noah.
Yeah, with his hands up.
course
You're
I
doing
am.
the.
Okay, now you're good.
Of course. Okay. Well, I mean, I already know this was expected out of number 7. You knew he was going to perform. I just didn't think the defense was going to be that good, and that was a very, very fun game.
Mm-hmm.
We just disconnected.
Texans.
Hey, actually,
yeah.
word just came in that actually D'Amico Ryans played himself into the finals of the Coach of the Year Bowl.
This guy is
The
for the
voting-
last
the
3
voting-
weeks.
The voting ended the Tuesday before Saturday.
No. Now he's played himself into the Coach of the Year Bowl.
I haven't even heard you
Which
talk
is
about John
now,
Harbaugh being in the question.
John, he just came into contention this week, actually.
Crazy. Insane.
No, I mean Joe Flacco. He resorted. I mean, the insanity runs over for Joe Flacco. It was very, very just it was disgusting to watch. I think is the correct word for it, but yeah. I mean, fuck. Y'all really beat the shit out of them. You beat the shit out of them.
Thought it was going to be a shootout in that first half, and then
No, it wasn't going to be close.
Hell broke
CJ
loose.
Stroud's him. I
If
mean,
you saw what happened in the regular season, you knew the Texans were about to do something heinous in Houston.
CJ
and-
Stroud is him.
You got to give CJ Stroud's played great, but you got to give props to the two 49ers coaches that came to Houston. And they really have great chemistry. I'm talking about Bobby and I'm talking about D'Amico. Because Bobby's good enough to the point where you want him as an OC, but someone might offer him a head coach's job.
He's gonna get a head coaching job.
yeah, that's about sealed and delivered by now.
Hmm.
After that game, he's already gotten requested by I think 5 or 6 teams.
I think going off in the regular season is something that we all have seen is doable. You know, game plans change, the season goes, people develop. But I think the performance of Nico Collins, and is that his first playoff game? Can somebody check that with me? Nico
Yeah.
Collins'
We have-
first ever playoff game And I mean, he looks more trustworthy than he has all season, and that's saying something. Pretty sure he had over 100 yards. I don't have my notes with me here. My second phone is charging. But
It was exactly 100 yards, 96 receiving, 4 rushing, and a touchdown.
wow. Wow. I mean, talk about taking the top off. His build was on full display during that game. He's fast, he's tall. Um, I would consider him the number one of that team. I get Tank Dell went out early. Again, Tank Dell, a huge receiver for this Texans team that we haven't really seen come into his full ability. But I see Nico Collins as a great receiver in this league for a long time. So,
Should be, especially in this offense.
I
mhm.
mean,
He's the best
that was
quarterback
the
on
best.
his team.
That was the best defense in the league. Baltimore's defense is pretty fucking good. But the
Mhm.
way CJ Stroud
They were-
dissected, got themselves in the right blocking scheme and the right pass protection to
Mhm.
block Myles Garrett and those guys, like that's a veteran quarterback move that
Mhm.
not a lot of rookie quarterbacks know how to even do. So, I mean, I could see them beating Baltimore. It's going to be a tough task in Baltimore, but I can see it.
Baltimore hasn't
Right.
played in 2 weeks.
So, right, they haven't played in 2 weeks. And just before that matchup, do we consider this season for the Cleveland Browns, the Browns being Browns, or are they on some kind of come up? Is Deshaun Watson, is that team going to be back in the playoff next year? You know, is that team going to be right back where they are? I don't see a regression. I
Probably
don't.
going to get the exact same result next year.
I don't
First
see a
round exit.
regression either. I don't
Deshaun
think
Watson's not better than Joe Flacco.
so. If they can get Nick Chubb back and he's somewhat
He's
similar,
not.
Right. Right.
you don't know that. You don't know that, Chris.
With a healthy Nick
$250 million
Chubb.
Some teams in the AFC are kind of on the come up next season, though. I mean, there's
A lot
gonna
of
be
teams in
it's
the
gonna be a,
AFC.
it's the AFC compared to the NFC right now is
Night and day.
Night and day.
I think the NFC shitting on the AFC teams right now.
Not next year.
Hey, the Rams.
The Dallas Cowboys
honestly,
and the Eagles are going to be shit next year.
the Rams. Honestly,
Yeah.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
I don't want. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. I got some things to say.
Hey, can I get some water? Thank you.
and
Who was that? What was that?
Got a win.
Do you have any
Hold
injured
on.
servant, bro?
Hold on. What just happened there? Huh?
We're in the studio. Next topic, Frank, please. Thank you.
Hold on. One more thing about the Texans that nobody has said yet on this panel. Eric Stingley Jr. is a fucking top 5 corner in this league. And I don't want to hear anything less for the rest of his career.
So is
Why
Jalen.
why do you think that, Noah? Why do you think that?
Why do I think that?
It's Derek Stingley Jr. Island. Man to man.
I mean,
dude, he destroyed the man to man.
Amari Cooper went for 265 on our ass when he was being defended by D'Angelo Ross, Kadar Holman, and Steven Nelson a few weeks ago. This past game, we shadowed him the entire game with Derek Stingley. Stingley, it was except for a couple snaps, but Stingley did not give up a single catch to him. He gave up one catch the entire game, and it was to, I think, that David Bell dude or whatever for -6 yards. And so, I don't know, man. His ability shoots off the screen, dude. I mean, what, Frank?
No, Frank Cortez, Breaking Ball podcast. What do you think is the biggest thing going into next week that you feel could hinder the Texans going into this divisional matchup?
I mean, don't let Lamar break contain, I guess. Both of our ends are playing on high ankle sprains. So that's really the only thing I'm afraid of.
I love the matchup. I don't think we could have seen it going any other way. We'll get to the Pittsburgh game, but I'm saying, we will. But I do think where the Ravens, you kind of have a trouble game planning is how far, like how much are these receivers going to show up, right? So are we going to see a playoff Odell? Because Odell in the Super Bowl, he had a touchdown. He probably would have had two in that game if he doesn't get hurt. Are we going to see, a Zay Flowers that can take the top off like usual? What do they really have drawn up? I doubt they try and lean on the run against this Texans team because I feel like the Texans will come out fast. But yeah, I think it's just kind of like a toss up. Are these receivers going to show up? You know,
I think, well, they just activated Mark Andrews, and
Yeah.
so I think him and Likely are going to be a big part of their offense. We are not good against tight ends. I mean, you saw Njoku and Harrison Bryant just
They're gonna go
ripping
crazy.
off 50-yard receptions on us.
hmm
So I think that's going to be their focal point of their offense. If we can't stop that, it's going to be a tough day for us.
2 tight end
So-
sets.
So wait, so Mark
personally think-
Andrews is playing. Is that
Yeah,
confirmed?
they opened up 2 roster spots for him and Dalvin Cook.
Oh dear
gonna be
God.
streaming.
Personally think this Texans
I
matchup
forgot
is-
that they got Dalvin Cook.
That made
is
Dalvin Cook
exactly
stinks.
what the Texans want. I mean, the Texans are sixth in total rush yards given up, second in yards per carry in the NFL. CJ Stroud can put up points. Lamar Jackson's been more of a thrower this year. Honestly, if the Ravens do want to win, they're probably going to have to get back to more of a Lamar Jackson run game because the running backs aren't going to be doing it against the Texans. And CJ Stroud, best quarterback in the league, he's going to show up.
hmm
I actually would like to add to this. I believe that the Ravens are actually going to try to beat the Texans through the air. They might try to run the ball if they're looking for a game plan
They're going to have to.
where they just want to keep CJ Stroud off the field. If they're trying to just ice him like that, then I guess they would be running the ball. I think they're going to be throwing the ball a lot more on Texans. Like Noah said, the Texans are kind of weak against tight ends, especially in the pass game. But the Texans also, for the regular season, were ranked 23rd in terms of passing defense. They averaged 234 yards a game. Against the Browns, it was 268. But they've only given up 17 touchdowns through the air. So I see a lot of passing up until the red zone, about the 20. Then the Ravens might try to open up the run game. But on the flip side of things, the Ravens have the 6th ranked passing defense. They've given up less than 200 yards per game on every team they've played. So the Texans might want to lean more on the run, keeping Lamar off the field, I would say.
Right.
But I mean, CJ Stroud is that guy, so he could also tear it up. We haven't seen them really match up with the Ravens, so we'll see how it goes.
Let's look at it this way. In CJ Stroud's first career football game, which was against the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore, he threw for 242 yards with no turnovers. I was just in his first game getting used to the league, and that's against a very tough defense. Granted, both those teams, it's week 1, so like you're not playing your best football. But I think he should. I think
Yeah,
we'll see
the
a lot more
offense.
from him.
I think the offense. Yeah, he definitely should be way more productive. I mean,
think the
especially
Texans
for a
have a
rookie.
perfect matchup.
later
Ravens.
down in the season.
I think you can't, and I don't think D'Amico will, but every drive will be very pivotal. I would like to kind of just speak on the punts, the punting game a little bit. If we're talking on who can bring a drive out from their own 20 or less, I think that's going to be really important because I do see a lot of field goals being kicked by the Ravens. I think they want to play safe here. But yeah, I mean, the Texans have been explosive every game that I've seen these guys. I mean, every game they have an explosive play that takes the top off the defense, and most of the time, they don't even have their whole roster. So it's kind of like I said, it's a toss up. If I had to go back and forth though, I think the Texans receivers show up a bit more than the Ravens receivers do.
We're gonna get picks at the end. Picks at the end.
Okay, go.
Oh yeah. So what is that? Cut the man
So are we
off. Let's
moving
go.
on?
Yeah. So are we moving on? You just cut the man
Come
off.
on, Frank Cortez, Breaking
He
Ball
was
podcast.
he was about to say something. Go ahead.
Well, I
What
was
were you-
simmering some salt on it, but we're gonna go ahead and put the pan. We're gonna put the pan over it, so we're good.
Yeah, let's let it
Something
simmer for a while.
to think about. It is going to be High of 24 degrees in Baltimore, Maryland.
Man,
Gonna be a cold game.
man, oh man.
Hey, you know what
CJ
though?
Stroud's built for this.
You know
What
what
a
though?
dice roll.
Houston's been practicing outside all week, and it's actually colder in Houston
It
than
is
it is in
cold.
Baltimore right
Yeah.
I don't know.
CJ Stroud's built
Supposed to
different.
snow
That's
on
a
Friday.
God-fearing man right
CJ
there,
Stroud's
man.
breaking records for a reason as a rookie.
He
And
man.
doesn't
natural
fear the
weather
cold, guys. He
He
fears
is
God.
different. Out of
CJ
every
dice
Stroud
roll.
out of
fears
every
God.
team to play the Ravens, I feel like the Texans will have the most unpredictable matchup.
That's why he's my quarterback.
It's a dice roll. It really
CJ
is.
Stroud could
Be
take
quiet,
it over if he
Chris.
wants to.
I'd give up
All right.
4 first-rounders for CJ Stroud on the Dallas Cowboys.
You sell the team for CJ Stroud, bro.
I'd give up both the nuts in my ball sack for CJ Stroud.
I'm sorry?
That's 70K right there.
I'd give
clip
up
that.
one.
Somebody clip
Both of
that.
Get rid of him.
Somebody-
I don't need
They
him. I
said
got
somebody-
CJ Stroud.
Fucking
This
clip
is
that.
too far.
All right, next game. We got Chiefs 26, Dolphins 7. I mean, this was devastating for the Dolphins.
The Dolphins
just
bro,
say-
who played with
Can I just
the
say,
Dolphins-
if you
go
didn't
ahead.
see this coming, you just don't know ball. And that's
Yeah,
really
the Dolphins were out there.
Why do you
running
say that, Chris?
Our players in a
The
practice.
Dolphins
squad.
were
We got
never.
the Dolphins with about 37 million injuries going into
Yeah,
the
dude.
Chiefs' home stadium where it's snowing and about -5 degrees. And also, the Dolphins are what, 2-5 in the regular season against teams with a winning record? They were never winning this game. Ever.
No.
It was not happening.
And
Never.
0 and
They're not built.
11
They're not.
under
They're
40
just not built
degrees.
for it. It's a matter of
I
fact.
think
It's
I
just,
think because of what transpired during the game. I mean, I'm just like Justin Bieber. I don't like to say never, but because it was so lopsided and the Chiefs were able to win with field goals, the Chiefs were able to drive the ball down and get a field goal, play it safe, build their lead slowly because they knew Miami just couldn't get it done. I think it was, but if the weather was different, are we giving Miami 2 wins out of 5? You know what I mean? It's like,
what, perfect weather? 80 degrees?
Well, I think it has more to do too with this weather. Like, yeah, it's kind of like what y'all are saying. You gotta be able to be a ground and pound offense. It's not Miami. Miami's
No.
more of a finesse
They're
offense.
flashy,
Air it
West
out.
Coast.
Yeah.
motion.
Air it out. Move guys around pre-snap. In this kind of
It's
weather,
not
you
built
just
for
got to
it.
be able to ground and pound. And the Chiefs have the perfect running back for it, Pacheco, who
He's a dog.
24 carries for 89 yards, able to get the
The
ball to
Chiefs'
Rashid
defense-
Rice.
Rasheed Rice was a god.
that's
The
not
Chiefs'
terrible,
defense
though.
in the playoffs
20
are a different animal. McDuffie and L'Jarius Sneed, best corner duo in the league.
Huge. Those guys
Top two.
showed up huge. And honestly, what do we think?
Question
Is it more Tua? Is it more Tua's fault for the lack of production through the
I
air?
saw Tyreek Hill on the ground getting blocked into the turf on
yeah.
multiple occasions.
Or is it
the Chiefs
or is
were
it
better.
Tyreek?
A lot of drops.
I just
and
want to
then-
say something. I think it's a little different of mindset nowadays. They've been playing in 0 degrees, -6 degrees for fucking years now. And no one had a problem with it. They were playing in the game. Play the
Mhm.
football game. These soft players out here that are, oh my God, I hit the ground too hard. It's concrete. I get it. It's hard. But you're in the playoffs. This is what you get paid to do. You want to
Right.
be in the playoffs. You want to win a Super Bowl. This is what it takes to win a Super Bowl.
Right.
The Cowboys don't have what it takes, and the Miami Dolphins don't have what it takes, and we saw it.
He's
We'll
still
get to
hurt.
that.
And we
He's
saw
still
it.
hurt. He's still hurt, folks. He's
Playoff
still hurt.
football, it's going to be cold.
He's
It's
still
going to be
hurt.
snowing. You better be
He's-
ready.
He's
That's-
going
what do
through
we
some
think-
stuff
Play the
right now,
game.
folks. He's going
what do
through
we
some
say?
stuff.
What do we say? Is it just because of the ground and pound? I'm just asking the question: how can the Dolphins get over this hump?
I
You
think
know what I mean?
they've got to
Without all
get
those
better up
injuries-
front on the offensive line. I think.
Oh, yeah, their offensive line's piss.
Well, they've got
Our
some good.
offensive line has
injuries
been
everywhere.
bad.
They had
Yeah.
injuries everywhere.
And they do nothing to fix it every year. They
Yeah.
slap a right tackle in or a left tackle in who's not even to his blind side. Don't get anyone else on the entire O line and call it a day. And then just
Yeah.
let him get brain damage.
They did get
This-
Teron Armstead to play left tackle into his a left-handed quarterback.
Yeah, and then they didn't get
Terrible.
anyone else. That's it. That's the
Well,
only player they got. And he's hurt half the time.
Yeah.
this was one
It-
of the most prolific offenses in the league. They have Tyreek Hill, and for them to just come out and put such a stinker up
well,
against a Chiefs team that was, I mean, a bit vulnerable, not on the defensive side, but definitely on the offensive side, and to have as many opportunities as they did to level that game out and to not even get close. It's devastating for that city. So I don't think it is just one thing. I think it is a dabble of coaching because Raheem Mostert had 8 carries for 33 yards. I mean, just 8 carries.
uh,
You know,
I just think
They weren't able to
the
run the ball
injuries,
at
like
all.
really handicapped him. You
that
can't win
eight
without.
carries for 33 is 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, and he was running behind the last ranked guard on PFF.
But I mean, also too, Brendan, they were playing catch up the whole game. They were behind the entire game, and every time they got another field goal, another 2 field goals, that was another. They were down 2 possessions, now 3, and they're throwing the ball a lot. And Tua wasn't very good at doing
For
it.
me, Mostert had 4.4, but I'm pretty sure Devon A-Chain had like 0.4 yards a carry with 7
And he
carries
was
for like 9 yards.
right.
They couldn't run the ball at all. And the wide receivers
Game-
couldn't get any separation.
The game might have been different without all those injuries for the Dolphins, but either way, the entire season 2-5 against teams with winning records, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
was
just
gonna
it's
say.
devastating. You have to feel for Miami Dolphins fans to get to the playoffs here, and
Well, they've done
your
better.
team doesn't show up because it's a bit cold, and you got
Yeah.
stupid injuries
Yeah.
all over the place. It hurt. It sucks.
It was really just lost to injuries, man. But even
To be
with the
fair,
healthy
you have
team, like I said, 2-5.
you have to give
2-5
them
against
credit
teams
for
with
you have to give them credit because I mean, up until the fourth quarter, it was 19-7, so it was still within 2 scores reasonably.
Right.
And with all the injuries they had on that defense, they actually didn't play that bad. Especially all the times that Kansas City was able to get in the red zone, just had to kick field goals. This game should have
Well,
been 40-7, but
It could have been a lot worse. Yeah.
the offense didn't help them.
their defense definitely held up their end in the red zone.
2
Mhm.
questions: Is Tua your guy going forward in Miami?
Yes.
I don't think you have a choice.
You pay him the
I don't
big
think-
bucks.
Is he in a contract
Yes.
year?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Damn.
Graham.
I really
I
don't think it's
you have a
Tua's fault.
choice.
It's,
I don't
it's
think
really
you
not
have a
his
choice.
fault, really. Like he does good. Like he plays the offense well. It's just like I said, like Chris
Yeah,
said,
you already built the team around him.
29th offensive line in the league. It's not gonna help with the guy.
Get this guy a right tackle and maybe a guard or two, and then see what happens.
Like,
Please.
yeah. that
Dawan
O-line is
Jones
not
was sitting
helping.
there in the NFL draft in the 5th round, and they draft Devon A-Chain and like someone else in front of him.
I think another aspect of their offense that they're missing that would have helped them in the cold and in the short game period is a tight end. I think if they go get themselves a tight end who can block and be a safety blanket, then that just adds another element to their offense. They don't have a. I mean, who are they rocking with
Durham,
the tight end?
Smythe,
Durham Smythe.
Yeah.
Durham,
Get the fuck out of
Smythe.
here. Like, can we
They don't
stop
really
with
use the
that
tight end.
bullshit? Like, and it's terrible.
Yeah,
It's
So-
quite cool.
they could definitely utilize one, but
Yeah, they do need a tight end. That's bad.
He's not
Mine-
wrong.
It's bad.
Yeah, a tight end could
Ugh.
help in those kind of games.
Disgusting. And Chiefs, I mean, they're not very. They don't look very convincing to me. I mean, you're not
I
going to be
think-
able to go to the Buffalo next week and kick field goals and win the ball game.
Well, let's see. Let's see.
I know.
They might be able
They might be able. That
either.
deep,
Because
They
toward
might
the
be
end of
able
that,
to.
right? Because toward the end of that Steelers game, it looked like Buffalo was going to run away with it, and they went what 2-3. I mean, we'll get to it, but they went. Buffalo kind of stagnates
They didn't
out.
look very convincing.
They kind of
They do,
stagnate
but the
out during
Chiefs.
the game.
The way, that Steve Spagnuolo's got that Chiefs defense rumbling and bumbling, dude. That
It's
defense
gonna
is good.
be. Hey, well, look, it's gonna be Chris. You said it earlier. It's gonna be a tale of two different stories here. Mahomes versus Josh Allen. Can Josh Allen finally beat him, or is Mahomes gonna win a road playoff game?
My goodness,
Well,
man.
see,
I mean,
it's funny because can Josh Allen really lose to Mahomes 3 times in a row in the playoffs?
Look,
Yes.
And now he's at home.
and that's the thing. That's the
I think he
thing, man.
can.
If how
Think
big?
so?
Okay, who has more pressure here, and how's the loss? Who has the bigger loss?
Josh
Who will
Allen,
take a bigger
100%.
loss? It
Josh
probably is
Allen.
Josh Allen. You know, but at the same time, if it's a winnable game and Mahomes doesn't get it done,
No,
is that
He's
not
still
a
still,
Mahomes,
hit?
though.
it would
It's still
still be
Josh
Josh
Allen.
Allen.
That
He's
guy has
lost to him
2
twice already.
Super Bowls.
Yeah,
He's still
He
Mahomes.
has
This is
2
Mahomes'
Super
worst
Bowls in
year
the
That
so
guy has
far.
two
MVP.
Super Bowls.
This is
Yeah.
Mahomes' worst year so far in the NFL. If Josh Allen can't get it done, then there's some
Oh my.
questions to start getting raised.
The Chiefs' new
How
defense this
devastating.
year, man. Especially their pass defense. It's not so much the rushing, but their passing defense is top 5.
Yeah, you guys are right. Allen has to win that. He
Yes.
has to. How
Bills
bad
have
would it
been
be if
different
he
It's gonna
though.
be a good
after
weekend.
That, after
It's
that
gonna
OT
be a
It's
game.
gonna be a
game.
good weekend.
It's gonna be a
Mhm.
really good game. All
Both
right,
good games.
you boys ready to move on?
Yup.
Yeah.
Do it.
You ready for this one?
Go
Oh
ahead.
boy.
What is
All
it?
right. Packers 48, Cowboys 32.
The pack is
Boys,
back.
I don't know which one of y'all want to go first.
Let's let the
or-
winner
Man
go
just got
first.
kicked his mic, but he can go first.
I say I say the losers go first.
First, do you want to go?
Blowing his nose right now. He's very emotional.
All right.
He's
I'm
crying.
gonna go ahead.
It's still a
gonna go
sore
ahead.
subject.
I'm gonna say that Jordan Love proved me wrong. Those wide receivers proved me wrong. Micah Parsons, I don't know. I don't know all around what we were doing on defense. We laid down and let some vile things happen to us. Some absolute vile things. Stephon Gilmore, he's gonna be out. I just don't really know what to say. It's gonna be a lot of change this offseason. And to go in at home, heavy favorites, and to not throw a single receiving yard in the first quarter was. I looked at
Where do
the
you go
stat.
from here?
Chris, honestly, we haven't even fired Mike McCarthy yet, and that's troubling to me. There's a lot. It's different than college football. I'm a big college football guy. It's different than college football. You can wait a little bit, so we'll see what happens here. We'll wait a little bit before making a decision. But Mike McCarthy, what he does in the regular season, doesn't deserve to be fired. But when you win one playoff game in your 4 years now, that's not good enough. It's
Okay,
not good enough at
No.
all.
question.
Not
It
at
couldn't
all.
have been. It couldn't have been Dak though, right? He threw for
Dak-
403 yards, 3 TDs.
Against the backups.
Classic Dak moment with the stat padding in garbage time. Signature. Dak
They scored
Prescott.
48 points. He threw a pick six. Okay, all right, okay. Frank, he figured it out. Right? But when we're literally all he had to do when it's 21-0 going into halftime, it's like it's 3 minutes and 30 seconds. We're driving the ball. We're driving. We're getting the defense some rest. Finally, we're driving. We're at the 30-yard line of Green Bay. All you have to do is not fucking throw it into double coverage in the pick six, 70 yards. It's 27-0. We ended up scoring, but 27-7 at halftime is not how. Well, it's not the Falcons and Patriots game. That's a one in a lifetime opportunity, and we're not a good enough team to do it. And Dan, you ask where we go. You fire Mike McCarthy. You fire Dan Quinn. You get rid of. We have 14 people in free agency. You don't sign a single one of them. Tyron Smith, you're one of those guys. I'm sorry. It was a great career with the Dallas Cowboys, but you can't stay healthy. You take a lot of money, and we can't pay you. If you take a vet min, I'll keep you, but you can't come back. I'm sorry. The only two players that you do not trade, Tony Pollard gone too. He's one of those guys gone. I'm sorry, Tony, you're gone. You can't pay him big bucks. You get CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons. Both are able to be extended this year. You pay them the money. Nobody else deserves money except for them two. If Dak Prescott walks in and says, I want a shit ton more money, you tell him, fuck yourself. That's all I have to say. Dak Prescott does not deserve more money. If we have to move on, Trey Lance is sitting right there. I don't have a problem giving Trey Lance a go. I really don't. What do we have to lose? We're not winning in the playoffs. What do we have to lose?
Zach,
Play Trey Lance? I don't know.
I think it was a great game by the Packers. Great franchise, historic franchise. Own the Cowboys historically. I would say the record, but I think you already know what it is. I rescind my support for the Cowboys franchise. I am no longer a fan. I will no longer watch the games and support unless I have something on stake or it's on the line. This is a poverty franchise past the year 1996. Doesn't matter who's on the roster. This Cowboys team had the most all-pros out of any team in the league. You know what happens? First round of the playoffs, they get out-coached every single time. The greatest thing the Cowboys can do with Jerry Jones being the owner and basically the GM is win the division from time to time. There's no being competitive in playoffs. It's out the door. And I joked about it with Noah before the season started because I did like CJ Stroud. But my Houston Texans slippers are in the mail, and they're on the way.
Respect.
Zach, you can't just abandon your Cowboys.
Of course I can.
I think they deserve it after that one, Frank.
Frank, I've walked this earth for 23 years. For those 23 years, and extended, they've been in a rebuild. Frank, they refuse to tank because if they do so, the NFL ratings tank. They have to be good in the regular season. The regular season Warriors. It's the only time they can be competitive in. If they tank, Frank, let me put this in perspective, Frank. For the past 10 years, how many seasons have the Cowboys spent below 500? When's the last time they had a top 5 pick? When's the last time they had a top 5 pick?
Zeke
was 6th. Or was he 4th?
No, he was 4.
Actually,
He
he
was
was
4.
4.
He's 4.
He was 4. And that was what, 2014?
That's terrible.
It's 2023. And we used it on a running back.
2024 it is. So 10 years.
2024, yeah. My bad. The season started in 2023, though.
Yeah. I don't know.
They're stuck in
Brennan,
a cycle of endless mediocrity.
You look like a pretty happy guy over there.
It's over.
I'm ecstatic. Look, I had seen a stat the other day. Around 40 million people were watching the Cowboys Packers game. 40 million, the highest, I believe, that the channel had accumulated highest amount of viewers. And I just wish I could see all 40 million beautiful faces and their reactions to the absolute dissection of a Cowboys team who I believe had heart going into the game. Look, I said at the beginning, I said, if the Packers receive the football, it'll be 7-zip. Because I know they have an opening drive put together. I know they'll be coming in with confidence. And I know they'll just have what the Cowboys initially want to do with them down pat, right? So the Packers get the ball, it's 7-zip. And after that, I'm like, okay, the Cowboys need to do something here. One of the things I knew that we had to highlight was the coverage on the receivers. Can we bottle up CeeDee Lamb? And I wouldn't call it a complete breakdown of that Cowboys offense, but I would definitely call it an uncharacteristic, showing from in the beginning of that game. We had Mike McCarthy talking to CeeDee Lamb, right, on the sideline. Looked like he was telling CD something. Kind of next play, CeeDee Lamb ends up getting a carry. Overall, I think they weren't able to stop the run. And I don't know what kind of game plan they had going in, but it was completely wrong. They couldn't get the motions. We were motion Jaden Reed one way. They would send a linebacker to follow the motion out. And I think that division, the Cowboys division, is going to be bad next year. I think it's going to be one of the worst in the NFL.
Y'all did the same thing over and over and over, and Dan Quinn didn't know what was going on.
Nope. He couldn't find it.
Romeo Doubs had 6 receptions for 103 yards on the same fucking route. All 6 were the same route.
They motioned him through, cleared him out because they ran a linebacker with a receiver. Yeah. And they just ran a fake cross where he just cut back out where the motion was, and it was wide open every single
Wide open. Every time.
Ridiculous.
I don't want to.
Musgraves score after. Sorry, Brennan, but after the Luke Musgraves score, it was over. After that, or not the score, but after
I think it was over.
We left it wide open. It was over. I'm sorry.
But
go ahead.
Not to overshadow. I mean, the game plan's perfect, but Jordan Love made some huge throws toward the beginning of the game. on third downs. I mean,
Mhm.
he had a few third down throws that were just beautiful and gorgeous, and he's really
That's
gotten
a
better
quarterback.
every single week through since week 9 or in the last 9 weeks. I believe he has 20 touchdowns to 1 interception. The argument can be made he's been the best player in football. Okay.
He's all
So
right, you know. He's
He threw
just,
for three, right?
mid.
He threw for
Hand
three.
up, hand up. He definitely proved me wrong. I used to hate on him, and
Yeah, me too.
yeah,
Me too. I'm there with you.
I can't hate on him. He's a baller.
He's a
You were
good
right,
quarterback.
Brennan. You were right, Brennan. I was wrong. I should have put
Yeah,
some.
I'll go to my
goals on.
grave
You're
hating
all
on his
wrong.
bitch ass. Fuck that dude. He
You're
Wow.
wrong.
sucks.
That guy's a
And
good
viewers,
quarterback, man.
if there are any kids or parents watching this, just don't be like Frank. You know what I mean?
Admit
Like
when
be
you're wrong.
respectful. Be respected
Admit when
I'm
you're
by
wrong.
your
good.
peers. By
I'm
your
good.
peers. But it was a
He's
great
got
game,
himself
and
good.
I
Frank,
think the
you know
question
you're.
should be asked, huh?
I was gonna say,
I think
Frank. You know you're supposed to respect your father. I
right.
don't know.
Hold
I
up.
don't know why you're not showing any. I don't know why
He's
you're
a
not showing
fucking
any
bitch.
respect
Also,
there.
Brennan,
So
it was
He's getting
I
21
think
slept next
touchdowns,
year.
1 interception.
21 touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, just amazing. So this next game will be huge. But as for the Cowboys, what do I mean? Who do you keep on that team? Do you probably try and trade? I think you should trade Micah because Micah's been talking about
No,
leaving with Dan Quinn, and Dan Quinn's
no.
obviously going. I think if he doesn't want to be there, then you can get a top pick for him, and maybe the Cowboys will
I think he's
hypothetically
being a
end
little
up with a.
dramatic. I think he
We
was
could
being a
Which
little
see.
dramatic.
the Cowboys need to go if they're gonna get rid of Dak. They need to go quarterback.
Right,
So
They
who
need
are
to
we
get rid of
bringing in to
Dak.
be the quarterback?
right.
Someone, but they need to get rid of Dak. They
Who?
need to get rid of Mike McCarthy. They need to get rid of Stephon Gilmore. Um, they need to just trash Mozzie Smith. That pick was awful. Just get him off the roster. Like,
Micah
No.
wanted
I don't
that
even.
pick.
All right, all right. I looked at a thing. As a total of every single one of our players in the 2023 draft, they played 115 snaps total. Every single one of our players. Mozzie
Well, what's
Smith
the
Terrible.
played
point of even drafting?
3. Marvian Overshone didn't play all season. Deuce Vaughn
He
was
got hurt though, right?
active 3 games. He tore his
Wow.
ACL.
Deuce Vaughn.
Mozzie Smith played a couple games a lot when we Jonathan Hankins was out, and Mozzie Smith played 3 plays in the Packers game, and all 3 were runs to his gap and were for fucking 8 or more yards.
Yeah.
All 3. He gets blown off the ball. Yeah, get rid of him. I
Do
agree.
you think you can develop him, or is he just done?
This is the thing. It is hard to like. It takes longer to
Trash a
develop
first round pick that fast.
D lineman. It's one of the harder positions to develop. But
It is.
like the way he gets up off the like, you gotta at least show some kind of signs of something.
For being good.
Like you can't just be super strong and get off the ball like an absolute snail and get blown off 5-6 yards every single play. Like you gotta at least have one good snap. He doesn't even have one good snap. And I looked at something like if we lose Dan Quinn, the biggest loss of losing Dan Quinn is not even the DC, is his drafting ability. That man can draft like a motherfucker.
Hmm.
And if we lose Dan Quinn,
Jerry Jones won't let him. So
I mean, he still has input. He still has input.
Good old Jerry.
Jerry's
Jerry
got the final
Jones,
say now.
I don't
Jerry
know.
No,
what
I
to
think
do.
I think
full running back.
I don't think
touch the field.
I don't think you can lose Jerry Jones, but part of what this draft kind of showed me is that you guys thought you already had the fucking team. You already
We
thought
did
you
have
had
the
the
team.
team
I mean, to be fair, the
that
team is there.
The team
that you
was
need.
there.
So we're not gonna highlight Dak's poor play. You thought you had.
Dak
I
did
mean, a
have
team.
MVP in the
We
regular
were the
season.
best. We were the best offense in the league, and we had a top 5 defense in the league.
That's something.
Guys.
They had a Super Bowl. They had a Super Bowl
So
winning
why aren't we
roster.
calling
They
this?
just didn't
So
have a Super Bowl coach.
why aren't
It
we
was a
calling
horrible
the
game.
season a success? Why aren't we calling the season a success then?
You
Then
wanted
this
to
is a
say
successful season. Why are you coming
gonna
for
still
people's
say-
heads?
I'm going to still say with confidence, you wanted to say earlier that Miami and the Chiefs, they would win 2 out of the 5 games. If we played 5 times, same scenario, we win 3 out of the 5. And I'm going to say
Absolutely
that
not.
still with
You're winning.
confidence.
You're winning. You're winning.
Four.
We're winning
I'm
4.
gonna
Probably 4 out of 5.
We're winning 4.
I'm-
We're winning 4 out of the 5.
We're
You can have
winning
one.
4. You got one
If-
good game. We started off slow
I
as
do
shit.
believe-
the
was
best
this-
offense doesn't throw for 0 yards in the first quarter.
Is this
It was a fluke game.
was this 10 in a row for Green Bay against Dallas as well?
We're 1-9, Frank.
Damn near
It
felt
all
like
comes
it.
down to coaching.
I mean, it's
The last
coaching. That's
10
what
games.
I'm saying.
Not 10 in a row. They beat Green Bay last in like 2016. in the
Well,
regular
that's what I'm-
season.
But
okay,
we're
so
1-9.
Why are
We're
you
1-10
coming?
now.
If it's a
It's
successful
10 and
season,
1.
if it's a successful season and you had the team, then why are you coming for coaches' heads? Just go at it another year.
That is
If
not a
if this
successful
is a
season.
That was not a successful season. How many
Uh,
times did we
because
make
they
the
were
playoffs and lose?
gruesomely outcoached again. All they
They
dude, it's
had
a cycle of outcoaching.
Super
They can
Bowl-
have
they had a
whoever they
Super
want on their
Bowl-
roster. It doesn't matter. Jerry Jones is not going to hire a good coach.
You had the
had
youngest
a Super
roster
Bowl
in
level
the
roster.
NFL, and we
Bro,
have
he
a
made
Super
Jimmy
Bowl
Johnson
level
leave.
roster,
You
and
think
we
he's going
got
to get a good coach?
dismantled.
He
Bill
fired-
Belichick?
bro, he basically
I'd love to
Bill
see.
Belichick's not going to go to play.
I
with
want
Jerry
Jim
Jones, bro.
Harbaugh.
Ain't no way.
Jerry's
I'd
not
love
going
to
to
see
Jim
Bill
allow.
Belichick.
Jim Harbaugh don't want to be under Jerry like that.
Yeah.
well,
I
that's the
want
thing.
Jim
Okay,
Harbaugh.
but there are a lot of jobs on the market right now. So what's a better job, head coach of the Cowboys or head coach of Seattle?
Seattle.
Cowboys.
It's probably
I mean,
Seattle.
if Jerry Jones isn't there,
Seattle.
It's probably Seattle, right?
I was so look.
Then Dallas?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Seattle's
Hold
a
on.
move.
No.
if Jerry Jones could just sit back and not do anything and just watch like a fan, it'd be Dallas.
Yeah, that's exactly. Dude, Jerry's not going to hire Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick's going to want a lot more control than Jerry's going to allow.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the better job would probably be Seattle.
Oh, are you saying for like me? If I
No,
was
I'm
to
just
come-
saying if we're okay. So if the best job, I mean, I'm saying Bill Belichick probably wouldn't go with the Cowboys, right? I'm saying there are a lot of head coaching jobs in the market, and I don't see the Cowboys wanting to throw themselves into that chase by firing Mike McCarthy right now. I think you guys go again with Mike, but at that
No.
point, then
Half
you
the
don't.
roster and half the roster, because that's what
Mike
it's looking
gonna be
like right
McCarthy
now.
tough.
came out there with a Super Bowl level roster that was light years ahead of anything that Green Bay had on the field and got absolutely dismantled by Matt LaFleur. And
Why
Matt
y'all
LaFleur
keep
bent
saying
over,
light years?
pulled
Why
out
y'all
his
keep
pants
saying light years, bro? Stephon Gilmore
because
couldn't
y'all's
fucking
roster
hang
is
with
not
goats.
good.
No. Stop.
Your
Stop.
roster
Because you
is
still
not
don't
He
that
get
good.
it.
literally had a fucked up shoulder. He
You still
shouldn't
don't
even
get
been
it.
out there, but he had to play because Trayvon Diggs tore his ACL. Got
What's
lucky,
Deron
Kyle.
Bland's excuse?
Next week you're going
what's
to get
Deron Bland's
smacked, and I
excuse?
can't wait for it.
What's
I
Deron
can't wait
Bland's
for next
excuse?
week.
What's
Deron
Deron
Bland
Bland's
got cooked.
excuse?
He's been getting
Brennan,
cooked all
Brennan,
year.
they have
Our team is
like
But you
how
guys,
many?
you guys are saying you have the best roster light years ahead, but Deron Bland's been getting cooked all year. Fucking Micah
Deron
He leads,
Bland-
went
he
against
leads
Zach
the
Tom.
league and break the
What's
record
not-
for
what's-
pick six.
What's Micah's
Brennan.
excuse against Zach Tom? Give me Micah's excuse.
He didn't get
Please.
locked
Well,
up by
if
Zach
we're gonna
Tom.
be
He got
honest here, Matt LaFleur ran some great concepts with getting some tight ends there, chipping him, helping out, not leaving him by himself very often, and getting the ball out quick.
So you're talking
'Cause he has
about
a
the
game plan,
players.
'cause he
Stop.
knows how to
You're,
coach.
stop. You're talking about the players executing a game plan and delivering. Yet the roster's bad.
We're talking about them being a good team. It's basically
they're-
coaches,
Be happy
players.
you won. Chill out and go to your next game. We're talking about the Cowboys now.
Brennan,
you go to your
you
next
don't
game.
have very much talent on that roster, if we're being completely honest.
You're
The
tweaking,
youngest
bro.
roster in the NFL. You
No.
take your one win and be happy with it. You
Our
shouldn't even
talent-
been in the
Have
playoffs.
Crazy amounts of talent. Dallas has
You
crazy talent. They just don't have a coach to put it together.
Green Bay
We're gonna
doesn't have
have half the
crazy
team.
talent.
No, you have a first-year quarterback who balled out. Yes, no receivers, an injured running back, and a backup running back who's garbage. Your defense has like one player and then
An
a few
injured
good players
running
on the
back.
D-line.
So
Aaron
our
Jones went
injured
for
running
120 and
Yeah.
3 TDs. Stop,
back.
Chris.
He's injured.
He's
but he's
playing
an
really
injured
well.
running
Saying,
back.
bro,
Like everybody's playing well. This is a perfect
like,
storm.
okay,
You can't
first of all, though,
no. You're going into
5
this
weeks
game.
ago, Brennan,
They're
5
better
weeks
than
ago,
they've
you were
ever
saying that Aaron
been.
Jones doesn't need to be
We're
on the
better
team
than we've
anymore.
ever been.
49ers by 40.
Okay.
5
That's
weeks
what you
ago,
said
you were
about the
saying that
boys.
Aaron Jones does not need to be on the team anymore. So let's
He
talk
was
about
hurt.
that.
He was hurt. He was hurt. He was playing hurt, and now he's healthy. He's back. It's night and day.
How are you saying this before? Are you saying he needs to be off the team?
Well, he was
Are you
putting
saying, oh,
bad
just wait till
numbers
he
up.
comes back?
He had bad play. He had bad play.
All right.
Now he
all
plays
right.
good, so now he's just the best player in the
I
world.
think
now, 'cause he's
either
playing well.
way for the Dallas Cowboy fans, next year is not going to be fun. If we keep the same
gonna be
squad
tough.
or we get rid of a lot of players, next year is not going to be a fun year, and I expect a down
Insane.
year. So, that's
That
all I'm
game
gonna
was
say.
purely down to coaching.
And I don't care if we make it to the Super Bowl. You won't hear me say we're going to win this game. You're going to hear me say every game that we're losing. I don't care if we make it to the Super Bowl and we're winning by 20. I'm saying we're blowing it, and I'm saying that we're going to lose because we'll probably will. Thank you.
Well,
One thing I have to say, I saw this on Twitter or Instagram a while back. The Packers have 9 players with over 200 receiving yards. I think that's kind of impressive. I will
That's
not
pretty
lie.
fucking
Having
challenging.
How many players?
have
Matt
Sorry,
LaFleur
how
knows
many
how to
players
scheme
do they
shit
have
up,
with
bro.
over 600?
they had 2.
Probably 0.
2.
2.
Oh, okay. And how many do they have? What, like 650, 680?
674 and 793. I'm sorry, getting Dontavian Wicks 581 receiving yards is pretty
Is that not
impressive.
impressive?
He might
Dontavion
be
Wicks
the-
is a hell of a route runner.
He might be
Okay.
the best receiver out of all of them.
We had
Hell,
Romeo
getting-
Dobbs go off
hell,
for
getting-
100.
Getting
Their best receiver is Jaden
AJ
Reed.
Dillon, getting AJ Dillon 220 receiving yards is impressive. Like these guys, these guys are weapons.
You know who was doing that? Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, he
Jordan
knows how to
Love.
dial it up.
Jordan
He knows
Love.
how to scheme it up.
Jordan Love.
Luke Musgrave was wide open on that touchdown. He was scheming shit up, Luke.
Who got him the
Matt
ball?
LaFleur was
LaFleur.
cooking. This game was
He
purely
was
down to
cooking.
coaching. Okay, purely down to coaching.
You didn't watch the game. You didn't watch the game.
I did. I watched
It was
Matt
Jordan
Wide
Love.
open people everywhere. You didn't watch
Jordan
the
Love
game.
Matt
delivered.
LaFleur was literally
Jordan Love
showing.
delivered.
Matt
He did
LaFleur
on
was
I'd
some
love
showing.
plays.
I could throw to those wide open motherfuckers.
He
Mike
did
McCarthy
deliver
had
some
to-
great throws, Jordan Love, but there were a lot of wide open guys all over
Matt
that
LaFleur
field.
was showing them how to
I-
coach a football team.
I'll leave you with this. This is Matt LaFleur's second meeting with Shanahan. They're from the same damn tree. And Shanahan, the only reason he beat him last time was because 12 didn't throw a single touchdown in Lambeau. And they got a last-second field goal to beat them in the snow in Lambeau. If you think the Green Bay Packers and Matt LaFleur are going to go into San Francisco, Jordan Love's hometown, and not put up a fight, you're tweaking and you don't know football.
Can I say one thing?
Okay,
Packers
question
by
though.
7. Packers
Question
by
though.
7.
Can I say one more thing?
You go first, Chris. Go ahead.
If you take Mike McCarthy and switch him to the other sideline and put him in the green and yellow, and you take Matt LaFleur and put him on the Cowboys win by 300 points.
Yes. Thank you.
It's a credit
That's a
to,
fact.
but it's
Yeah,
more
that's
than
all
a
you
credit.
That's a fact.
You're just saying
That's
you're
a
just
factual
saying
statement.
you're just saying it's Matt LaFleur all the way, and players don't have to execute. Like it's bullshit.
Yeah.
No,
what
they
you're saying.
execute. They play well. They played really good.
That's
But
it.
at the end of the
That's
day,
it. That's it.
Dallas's talent level
That's it.
exceeds yours.
No, because
exponentially.
not only was the game plan bad from the Cowboys, but the players were not playing good. That pick six had nothing to do with game plan. That
guess
did
what?
not have to go to Darnell. He didn't.
Guess
Because
what?
Brandon Cooks
Guess
was
what?
open in
No,
closer to
guess
the
what?
middle.
Guess what?
But he tried to
Guess
force
what?
it to CD. That's bad.
You know-
Then the
you know
other
why?
side, with Michael Gallup going one-on-one with Jair, he forced that to Gallup. And
He
threw it over
forces
the
it
way.
because we're running plays off the coach's suggestion off Madden.
Yeah.
2023.
And guess what? They weren't
4
prepared.
slants. We're running 4 fucking slants. Get him out of the
And
fucking
so-
coach's box.
And so
It's
Dak
called not being
Prescott's
prepared.
changing these plays at the line, and it's that. Like
Yeah,
what?
Dak was doing way too much. I think Dak Prescott needs to be gone. I think we need a full
does need to be gone.
overhaul of everything. I want everybody off the squad except for Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb, and I honestly don't even think we need to draft a quarterback. Go
Yeah,
in there with
Trayvon
Trey Lance. Why fucking not? Give him a shot. It was a
Brennan,
top
Brennan,
five pick.
All I'm
Brennan,
gonna say is they
question.
weren't prepared for a reason.
Brennan, question. So if Jordan Love loses this game to the San Francisco 49ers, is he just like Aaron Rodgers?
He won't.
Is this just going to be the same? Will you admit
He
that
won't.
if he
That's a little
loses?
unfair,
He
personally.
won't.
Will you admit that if he loses?
He won't lose that game,
Frank,
Frank.
now you're just hating because that's very
Yeah.
unfair.
Okay.
No, I think the
I
season
can hate
was
all
a
I want,
success.
Chris. Shut up.
No, I think the
All
season
right.
was a success before we
No,
beat the
he's a
Cowboys.
bum. All
honestly.
right. Moving on. Detroit Lions, 24. Rams, 23.
Devastating.
Rams got sold.
Anyone? Sean, you go ahead. Tell
Rams
us
had
what
an
you think,
absolute
Sean.
sell job. I think there was hitmen in Detroit going after Matthew Stafford. He damn near lost his consciousness. Eyes rolled back in his
did.
head.
Yeah.
That
He
was a
did.
bad
He was
hit.
And I just don't know. You know, sure, David Montgomery, Jameer Gibbs, all dogs. Puka Nakua, what can I say? The man's got game. Man can play some football. And I'm thinking
Pinky Nuka.
Detroit Lions are gonna be a sneaky little team here in the NFC. I think they can make some noise. They're definitely gonna shit on Baker's infield. That's for damn sure. But we'll talk about that.
You know what I gotta say, Sean? No, Bucks winning.
we'll
Me
talk
too,
about
Chris.
we'll talk about that later.
Bucks gotta walk into
Yeah.
Detroit and get it done.
We will. We'll talk
But
about it
but
later.
Jared Goff, you can't really knock him that game. 22 for 27, 277, one touchdown, no interceptions. Like Chris said, triple team Aaron Donald, no rush.
It's the
He's the
April
best.
story.
He's the best quarterback in the
He's
league.
the best quarterback in the league when he's not pressured, and he's the worst quarterback in the league when he's under pressure.
Exactly.
Keep him safe, and you win. It's a very
He
easy
was,
equation.
he was efficient.
End
What
of the
are our
day-
thoughts? What are oh sorry no. What are our thoughts on Detroit booing Matthew Stafford?
That's
They
despicable.
stink for that.
Yeah.
Classless.
I mean, they're just drunk Detroit fans. I mean, I don't think
They don't deserve to be happy.
I don't think they mean ill will towards him. They loved him when he was there. I think they're just drunk and excited they have a home playoff game. They're just,
Yeah.
Boom.
I mean,
Yeah, they booed him. And his wife was saying that they were him and the kids were getting booed or something.
yeah, that's
But,
crazy. I mean,
Houseless.
I still feel great for the Lions, man. It's their first playoff win in fucking 33 years. Like, it's if that was
Yeah.
your team,
Yeah, I feel good for the Lions, but I hope Lions and Packers get knocked out. I hope we get Bucks.
I think they. Here's the thing.
49ers.
Here's the thing that here's what we'll be looking at. So, interesting thing about the Tampa is they already played Detroit. If you guys don't know, the NFC North played that division this year, and Detroit won that game. Pretty close. I believe it was 20-6.
Same thing happened with them and the
Pretty
Eagles.
close.
Huh?
They also lost to the Eagles.
Who did?
The Bucks.
The Bucks, exactly. And I feel like this Bucks team is coming into this game on a hot streak that I believe they were on right after they beat the best team in the NFL, the Green Bay Packers, and they actually beat us pretty heavily. So what I see is the Bucks actually defeating Detroit, but I wouldn't sleep on that Bucks team. I think all in all, Detroit's been getting a little. These games have been really close with Detroit, and
Yeah.
I think they're a little fraudulent, just a little bit,
Just a little bit for sure.
just a little bit. But
A win's a win.
They're a good team,
Ram-
but they're definitely a little fraudulent.
Do the
A win's a
Rams
win.
have a first round pick?
They're very beatable.
They
Does anyone know that?
should.
yeah, they do.
They
Have
do.
the pick finally.
Yeah, I was about to say they should.
They haven't
Lions
made a
are very
first round
beatable.
pick. Haven't made a first round pick since Jared Goff in 2016. So
terrible. I think the Rams will probably be on
Yeah, Super
watch.
Bowl
You know,
Alvin.
does Aaron Donald? Okay, so what do you do with this Rams team? You know, if Aaron Donald doesn't retire, which I see him retiring, what do you do with
Keep
this
Matthew
Rams
Stafford.
team?
Keep Matthew Stafford. Probably trade Cooper Cup if you can. Pinky Nuka is the truth. He's the future.
Nah,
There's a
don't
lot
trade
of
Cooper Cup.
Pinky Nuka.
You gotta keep Cooper Cup.
Why do you keep Cooper Cup?
Why? You don't need him.
Because Just have the two receivers.
Yeah, it
He
gives
even
him
playing out there?
it
Like,
gives
did
him
he
some
do anything?
space. He got like 5 catches for something.
Two receivers is a must-have in this league.
Yeah.
But he's old. He's had a lot of injuries. They're not really going to do anything, and you could probably get some decent picks for him. Like, I'm looking at 5 receptions on 7 targets, or sorry, 5 receptions on 9 targets for 27 yards. He really wasn't out there. Like, Demarcus Robinson and Tutu Atwell were outplaying this man.
The fuck
Davis
is this?
Allen, who is this? I don't even know who this guy is. 4 yards.
Wait, what the fuck
Like-
is that?
I don't know.
I'm just saying,
I saw
like,
it pop
you,
up
like,
earlier.
okay, realistically, yes, 2 receivers are nice, but like, if you're the Rams, you're not winning anything. All right, you're a fringe playoff team, first round exit at your best. You can get some good draft capital for him. He's already what, 32, 31, 33? I don't know, old. You don't need him. Build
I
on
think
your
you're
young team. You got what?
So that means you're
I think
getting
you're
rid of
being
Stafford
disrespectful.
too, because what are you doing after that?
No, because that's different. That's a quarterback, okay? You're not just gonna throw. If you still want to be able to win games, Matthew Stafford can do that. Okay, Matthew Stafford played in Detroit for what, 8, 9, 10 years? He doesn't need fucking receivers. He's Matthew Stafford. Okay?
He's
He just throw the ball.
older though now. I mean, he's
Still.
getting towards the end here.
Still, like, they have serviceable receivers, and they don't need Cooper Kupp. They should get rid of him and get some draft capital for him before you can't.
It's getting really rocky though, Chris, because you don't want to miss out on your quarterback of the future in the time that you need it. I mean, these guys are very different. Like CJ Stroud is just different. Jordan Love is just different. Like
He
these
had to
guys are
throw
winning.
that in there.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Their stats were almost identical. Okay, we're talking about future Hall of Famers. But as
You know who's
I
better,
was
though.
saying, as I was saying, like I mean, you
One's
saw
also
the Pittsburgh.
21 years old.
Look, what I'm saying is you're not going to have Stafford forever, and you've already kind of come into this year with your big three: Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, Aaron Donald, and the guy who ended up shining was your rookie, Puka Nakua. And it's like, okay, where are we going forward with this team? Like, so I get what you're saying about Cooper Kupp, but I also get what Frank's saying about, okay, well, what do you do with Stafford? It's like, what do you do with Donald? It's like some of these guys are just you kind of need to trade them now and get the capital you can, or let them go.
I'm thinking no one really wants Stafford, right? Keep him. Let him help Puka develop a little bit, right? Get rid of Donald. Get rid of Cooper. See what you got with the team. Try to develop a little bit. Maybe play with Matthew Stafford one more year, and then get rid of him.
You can't
See
get
what you
rid
do.
of Aaron Donald. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't.
no.
You're
Yeah.
gonna have to let Aaron Donald retire or
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh yeah, he's gonna have to walk.
I think this was the year for the Rams. I think after this one, it's gonna be a long time before they start winning football games. They're gonna be
They got their Super Bowl, you know.
No,
They're gonna
man.
break their team
everyone-
up.
As long as
everyone
Sean
was saying
McVay is that coach.
Everyone
able
was
to-
saying that everyone was saying that this year was supposed to be their rebuilding year, and they made the playoffs.
As long as
Yeah,
Sean
they
McVay's
definitely-
there, they're going to be
They
good.
definitely still have a team, so I don't see them having
yeah, but everybody's gonna
Might
be
not make the-
old.
too much.
He might not make the playoffs every year, but they're still going to be competitive every single season. He's their head coach.
Yeah, that's very true.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
what we do know,
All in
Lions are
all.
beatable. Rams need to figure out what they're doing.
yeah. All right, move on. Next game, we got Steelers 17, Bills 31. Chris.
Damn.
Oh.
So, George Pickens really said it best. You can't play the Bills and the refs and win.
Oh my God.
I gotta
Get the
sit there.
fuck outta
No,
here.
no. Okay, first off, let me jump
Jesus.
in before since everyone's gonna get mad at that, right? Even though I had to listen to you for years on end, Frank, talk about the refs every single game, like it's the only reason you were losing. But I
Motherfucker!
digress about that.
The
No, I
ref
digress.
the ref literally bumped into a Bears player and threw a
I
flag
digress. See,
against
exactly.
the
Here we go.
Steelers,
Here we
bro.
go. Here we go. I don't know. So, all
You
right,
know
here
what
we
I'm
go.
talking
So,
about, too.
Steelers
You
come
know what
out.
I'm talking about.
Steelers come out, 2 turnovers back to back, 14-0, then 21-0. Terrible mistakes. That's coaching, in my opinion. We weren't prepared off rip. 21-0. Then we go on a run of around 17-3 out of the second half and pull it to a one-possession game after making horrible mistakes to put us in a 21-0 hole and missed tackles the entire game and the refs not calling anything. Bills, kind of fraudulent, in my opinion, to be honest. Steelers had a chance there, and I have to sit there and watch these dirty-ass players that play in the fucking Buffalo, New York, run down and just clock Joey Porter Jr. in the back of the head with an elbow and give him a concussion, no flag. Josh Allen fake sliding with two holdings right next to him, no flag. Throws the ball out of bounds, 20 yards, right? And somehow there was a PI, but he threw the ball out of bounds 20 yards. Then they just go discuss, and instead of picking up the flag so it was uncatchable, they change it to holding. Then I got to watch Stephon Diggs run to our sideline, taunt our players, drink out of our Gatorade bottles, and then run away. No flag. Like,
Oh, you wanted
was
that?
honestly
That's pussy shit.
Stop.
Stop.
Yeah, you're soft.
no,
Stop.
You get a
it's
little
but
soft
really,
about
like you say I wanted that, but like realistically, think about it. Is that not a flag?
You would have been hyping that shit up if George Pickens did that, though.
Yeah.
But I'm
Mhm.
just saying. But he probably would have got flagged. Also, I got to watch. And to get back to you, Frank, Justin Fields has a 6-minute highlight clip of him getting hit exactly how Josh Allen got
Yeah.
hit on that one play. We got an excessive penalty. None of them get called, but it's Josh Allen, so we're calling it, right? Also, what was the other? Oh, 4th and 3 at the end of the game, one possession game, or it was 2 possession game. 4th and 3, George Pickens definitely got held, no call. But we can just go on. Steelers, terrible mistakes, missed tackles, weren't ready, played terrible, and still almost came back and won. Bills are frauds. That's all I gotta say.
Chris, what is the outlook for the offseason here?
See, I'm thinking we got a few options here. Option 1, we trade up, try to get a quarterback, Jaden Daniels preferably. Option 2, we trade for a quarterback. Not too excited about doing that. Just, might mess up the entire future. Option 3, we build around and bring Kenny Pickett back and see what we can do.
No, no. Kenny Pickett's done. It's over. It's over.
What do you mean he's
This
done?
motherfucker
It's
said Kenny
over.
fucking
You
Pickett, bro.
you can't pull him out and go on a playoff run with the backup and then stick him back in next year.
Yeah, what are you talking
Absolutely
about?
not.
Why
He's
not?
done. He's done. It's
what
over.
talent are you
He's
looking
getting
at?
released or cut or something.
Okay, so do you want to bet me money that he's going to be starting week 1 probably? Because he was.
Chris, you guys are gonna be terrible.
Yeah. You can't.
One more games than you this year.
First round
I
exit.
don't
We're a
care.
playoff team. Divisional round.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
Chris.
you enjoy that.
Chris, do you
All I'm
not
saying-
agree? Do you not agree?
What?
You can't sit a guy, play his backup, and then want to stick him back at starter next
Well,
year.
first off, he was being sacked, he was hurt, and then we rolled with the hot hand. That's actually what was going on. Because
You
Mason
don't
Rudolph
want a
was
new
balling out.
quarterback? You don't want
Mason
a new
Rudolph was
quarterback
balling
next
out.
year?
I wouldn't be opposed. I'd rather have a new quarterback, but the likelihood of getting one that's going to be better than him is not high. We're not going to be able to draft one unless we trade up. Trading 9 first-round picks for a quarterback with a $300 million contract probably ain't going to happen.
I think
And
there's
that
plenty of
normally
other
never goes well.
options.
Huh?
There's plenty of other options. Dude,
How do you
Chris,
feel about
come on.
Russell Wilson?
No, that guy sucks. Why would I want Russell Wilson? Kenny
Cousins-
Pickett's better than him.
Kirk Cousins, like
Cousins-
Noah said? No, yeah.
Kenny Pickett is not
Kirk
better than
Cousins
Russell
isn't leaving
Wilson.
Minnesota, first off. Second of
gonna
all,
be a
he's
free
coming off a
agent.
torn Achilles, and we don't have a line to block for him.
Dak Prescott.
Hell no.
Russell
I'll go out
Wilson.
there and put on a jersey and play
Bro,
quarterback.
all of these guys are better than Kenny Pickett, bro. What are you talking about?
They are.
Russell Wilson is not better than Kenny Pickett, so let's
Yes,
stop
Yes,
right
he
now.
is.
Yes, he
No,
is.
he is not. No, he is not. Bro,
Yes, he is.
y'all, I'm not even gonna argue with y'all. If y'all really genuinely think that, y'all are stupid and dumb, and I can't help you. That is the dumbest thing I've seen.
That's a delusional
hold on,
Steelers
wow.
fan
I'm
right
I'm not
there.
gonna
What
sit here
the
and argue with
hell?
y'all about that. I can't. Y'all are just dumb. I'm sorry.
Can I speak without? Can I just
Go ahead,
speak,
King.
please? Jesus Christ. Okay. In 2 fucking years of after being a first round quarterback, Chris, this motherfucker has 13 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. over 2 fucking seasons, Chris. And you think
he's only played
terrible.
he's only played about 13, 14 games.
No.
hell fucking no. What are you
Or,
talking
sorry,
about?
15 or 16 games.
So it's
Chris.
basically just about a whole season worth.
I'm not saying his stats are good, but he doesn't turn the ball over.
Not a touchdown a game.
He has 13
to 13?
interceptions.
25 games played, Chris.
He has
He's
13
ridiculous.
touchdowns in 25 games.
All I'm
He's
saying
played
is Russell Wilson.
25
Russell Wilson is
That's
not better than
almost
him.
0.5 a game, Chris. That's
Russell
just
Wilson is
over
okay.
0.5 a
Hey,
game.
also, no. First of all, he had Matt Canada for like 80% of that, so that
Oh
definitely
my
factors in.
God.
Dude, Mason Rudolph looked
That
so much
factors
better
in.
even after Matt Canada left.
I'm just saying.
Chris, Derrick
I'm
Henry
just
has
saying that factors in. First of all, but I will not take a 59-year-old shitty ass Russell Wilson over Kenny Pickett. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it.
Derrick
What'd you say,
Henry had a
Nick
better
Mullins?
quarterback rating than Kenny
Russell
Pickett.
Wilson threw more touchdowns this year than he has in his entire career.
I don't care. I don't care.
No.
I literally don't care. Like, you speak to someone who cares. I'm not taking
Well,
Russell Wilson.
How many
Well, have
touchdowns Russell
fun.
Wilson throw this year?
He didn't play the last 2 games. He had a season with like 38 touchdowns on the Seahawks. So
No,
that's
I'm
not
saying this year
Yeah,
he
on
threw
the
more
Seahawks.
than Kenny Pickett has his entire career.
On the
Oh,
Seahawks.
This year,
Yeah.
this year he had 26 touchdowns to 8
Yeah,
interceptions.
he has.
Chris, I'm sorry, sweetheart, but
He's doubled it,
Kenny Pickett
actually.
is not a good quarterback.
That's
You
terrible,
can call
Chris.
us idiots all you want, but
That's terrible.
I'm not
you're
saying
looking
Yeah.
anything. I'm just saying I'm not taking Russell Wilson over him.
Why
Well,
not?
you
He's
should
not
be
gonna have the
taking
massive
anyone, 'cause
contract.
You should be
You're
taking
gonna
anyone
get him
because
on
he's
your
not
contract that you want. Like, I don't know, man.
I still don't want him. Oh yeah, Russell Wilson to go 9-8 again and be shit in first round exit. Yeah. I totally want that.
good. If you had Russell Wilson in that game against the Bills, it's closer. That's for sure.
No,
The Broncos beat the
Mason Rudolph
Bills.
played better than he would have.
I'm just saying, man. Kirk Cousins is going to be a free agent this offseason. I really think y'all should look into that. That is just
Yeah, that'd
my
be
I
awesome.
wouldn't
personal
be close
opinion.
to Kirk Cousins, but I don't think he's leaving.
I mean, you never know.
He just
Yeah,
said he'd take less money
Yeah,
to stay.
he's taking a pay cut. He's a
I
Viking.
think he's staying in Minnesota. I don't think he's going to be
Sweet.
available.
He's gonna get shit on. He's gonna get shit on. They're gonna be third in the division. Like it's just. I mean, he
Who's
needs
gonna
to
be
leave.
fourth?
They're going to be fourth.
No, they'll be third. They'll be third.
No, they're going to be fourth.
He said,
All I'm saying
no.
is no Russell Wilson. That is
Yeah.
despicable and disgusting. We can do the same thing with Kenny Pickett, a quarterback, and he actually has a chance to
No,
develop.
you cannot. See, that's where we're all having an
You
issue.
can't.
with
Really?
it.
Because
You
okay, how
can't.
many games do we win with Russell Wilson, Frank?
More than you will with Kenny Pickett.
Because he's bad.
Really? Because we
He's
were
bad. He's
He's
bad.
going to win the exact same
Chris.
amount of games. What do you mean more than Kenny
Alright.
Pickett? He's going to win the exact same amount of
Let's
games.
No,
just
he's
go.
not.
Chris,
Look,
you were
Chris.
hella
Yes.
hyped up when your guy hit 400 yards or passing. Like that you get way too hyped up over 400 yards passing.
You called him
You
Kenny
should not
Midkick
get-
yesterday.
And he's it's Russell Wilson. Why are y'all literally were shitting on him all year, and now you're talking about Russell? Oh, if he
I didn't say anything about.
We're talking in
know.
comparison to Kenny Pickett, a bad quarterback, compared to Russell Wilson.
Russell
who's
Wilson is
decent.
also a bad quarterback.
They're on
He
different
had
tiers,
26
Chris.
You did this last week too. I'm gonna have to ban the use of methamphetamine on this fucking podcast if we're gonna continue to do this.
This
Why
is
would,
terrible.
why would we bring in a old ass quarterback who
This
has
is
shown that
terrible.
he's regressed and clearly is
Chris.
not very good? Like to
Chris,
replace a
think of
quarterback
the
who's also
thumbnail.
not very good who has a chance to
Chris.
develop.
Chris, think of the thumbnail of this fucking take that you're trying to display to America right now. Kenny Pickett versus Russell Wilson and how they're the same fucking tier. That doesn't make any sense, bro.
They're both ass.
Okay, let's put it out. America, does this shit make sense?
Actually,
Kenny-
We're gonna put the clip out.
Possible.
This
We're
develop
nobody
word
winning.
keeps coming out of your mouth, Chris. You're gonna keep developing a
because one of them is
26-year-old
25
quarterback.
years old, the other one's
He's
freaking,
gonna be 26
34.
next year. He's gonna be 26 next year. Gonna
And
continue to
how
develop
old is
a
Russell Wilson gonna be
26-year.
next year?
Like 40.
It's just
I
it's
don't
fucking
think
clickbait.
the 26-year-old quarterback should be completely developed, not wearing 2 gloves on his hands.
Okay, that has nothing to do with it. All I'm saying
Like
is
he's
I
still
don't
trying to play
wanna see
wide
Russell Wilson.
receiver.
All I'm saying is I don't want to see Russell Wilson in a Steelers jersey. That will make me sick.
All right. Well, we'll see. All right. Let's move on. Next game. Next
Russell Wilson's
game.
gonna be
Last
sick.
game of Super Wildcard Weekend. We got Bucks 32, Eagles 9. Oh, the Eagles,
I
man.
think we let Chris Jones start this one out.
I don't want to be here anymore, dude.
Yeah, Chris.
Get me out of here. I'm leaving.
You want to start this one, Chris?
Chris, start us
Go
out,
ahead.
bro. You're
No, y'all make me fucking sick. Talk about Russell Wilson in a fucking Steelers jersey. I'm pissed off. Make me fucking
It
sick.
is one of the places he wanted to go.
Well, we don't want him. I'll take Mason Rudolph over Russell Wilson.
Okay, Chris.
Okay.
We're on a different game. We're on a different game.
Bucks
you can
32,
print
Eagles
that.
9, Chris.
Well, we all knew this. I picked the Bucks. Baker Mayfield, he had the Zins in his pocket. We knew he was locked the fuck in. Okay, first of all, Jalen Hurts, guy's lost. Buddy's lost. His own teammates are flipping him off and yelling at him on the sidelines. Like, he's lost the team. Nick Sirianni's got to go. That defense is the worst defense I've ever seen play football in my life.
Hey, Chris. You know why they're bad now?
They're bad because their secondary is all 35 years old and slow as dirt. That's why
Or,
they're bad.
or they lost their leader, DJ Edwards. He's on the Bears.
No, it has
now.
nothing to do with them. No.
Get this,
Well, okay,
get this guy out.
You
I'm not going to
always-
say
Frank
nothing. It doesn't have nothing to do with that guy. He definitely was a big loss for him, but they're bad mainly because their secondary literally can't do anything.
James
They're standing
Bradbury
in
might be
cement.
the worst corner I've ever seen.
They're standing in cement.
That man had
really
a
bad.
Can't.
brutal
I mean,
game.
he's the 3 worst things: can't tackle, can't cover,
And he's
Can't run.
slow.
I know talking
yeah, can't run.
Can't
mean,
tackle.
they-
Baker Mayfield
can't
went out there and
cover,
looked
and
like
he can't
prime
run.
Tom Brady on national television.
They benched Bradbury like after the second drive though, and they put in Riggs.
Wow. Oh God.
I genuinely think that the Cowboys could make the playoffs next year with winning 6 games.
Yeah.
And
they
win
Honestly.
every
win
single
stuff.
division game.
Yeah, dude.
And
It's
the,
gonna
the,
that
the
division.
Giants are gonna be that bad.
Caleb's
the Commanders.
Caleb's gonna
Commies.
win his 12 games. Caleb's
I think
winning
the
his
Commanders
12
can turn
games.
it
Getting
around
Caleb,
quick,
buddy.
dude.
Getting
Dude,
so
the
many
Commanders.
pieces, though. Their defensive line is getting worse. Their DBs are trash. St. Juice, if he touches the field next year,
Yeah, we're
There's
talking about
problems.
David Bradbury. Benjamin St. Juice is the worst cornerback in the league.
Yeah, but I mean the
there's gonna be
Eagles.
problems.
They're probably gonna lose. They're losing Kelsey. They said he's retiring today.
They're
Lane
terrible.
Johnson's probably gonna be gone next.
They're gonna be bad. That division's gonna be bad. I think the closest team, like I think we could probably lock the Giants in for a second positioning in that
No.
division next year.
No.
I'm not
I'm sorry.
going with that. I'm not
It's gonna be.
What are
it's
you
gonna be
on?
As long as
Daniel
Daniel
Jones
is
is
there, I'm not
horrible.
touching.
The
Daniel
Cowboys are
Jones
still
is
gonna run
going.
those motherfuckers. That's for
It's
sure.
Daniel
be
Jones is
Cowboys.
coming back. Darren Waller is coming back.
Daniel Jones is
Darren
garbage.
Waller.
Darren Waller's old and stiff as a board. He moves like
saw
he's
what those
connected
guys
in
did.
all areas. They fused all of the vertebrae in his spine together in surgery, and that's how he runs. He can't move.
Honestly, the Giants were probably better off if Daniel Jones played all year because they probably would have had the first pick.
Yeah, hopefully.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be tough.
I don't know, man.
It'll be a tough division.
Yeah.
You
Jalen
guys
Hurts.
are-
What do we all think of him now?
I think
bad,
he deserved
man.
this hate a lot at the beginning of the season.
He looked real
I-
He
bad.
led his team to the Super Bowl, though.
He led his team to
Yeah.
the Super Bowl and put up the most points in a loss, and it was mainly because of him. He just made a crucial mistake with that fumble.
But this year was so bad. How do you move on at the same squad in another year? Go ahead, Noah.
First off, they need a new OC. There was zero plan into that game. Like I don't know what they did at practice all week. There was no game plan at all. They just went out there and just said, "Oh fuck it, Jalen, figure it out." throw the ball.
Yeah, like
We'll figure it out. Like they didn't run the ball. They ran the ball the first play of the game. They were on offense. They went 10 yards for a first down, very first play. Then they said, "Oh, fuck it, Jalen, go throw the ball 3 times in a row. Maybe you can get us a first down." And then they're getting blitzed out of their ass. They knew Todd Bowles was going to blitz. Like that's his thing. He blitzes.
Yeah,
That is his
that's his
defense.
thing. Yeah.
And they had zero plan for that. They just said, "Oh, it's all right, Jalen. Let 7 guys come blitz you up your ass. We're not gonna bring in an extra tackle or a tight end to help you out. We're not gonna bring in a fullback. We're just gonna say, oh, Jalen, just maybe you can get a little 10-yard route here for a first down on 3rd and 10, or just throw it deep while you're getting pile drived into the ground by Shaq Barrett, and maybe you can get maybe we can get a play." Like there was no plan at all. There was zero identity to that offense. I mean, it's mind-boggling how you can go into that game of that magnitude and not have any sort of game plan towards what's coming at you. Like you knew what was going to happen. And it's embarrassing. I don't know how Brian Johnson's getting OC or head coaching jobs
Me neither.
offered to him at other places. It makes no sense. You got Matt Patricia calling your defense when clearly he hasn't been good for the last fucking 5-6 years.
That was when their defense really took a downhill spiral. Was when that guy started calling plays.
It was like a mirror image of the Cowboys coaching, in my opinion. It's like you just didn't have unprepared as you can be, and it's shocking. If I was an Eagles fan, I would have fucking broke my TV. I don't know what I would have done. That would have pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm actually glad I was at Abel's house during the game.
Yeah, that big screen would have been shattered.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know, but Bucks move on. Could be interesting to see what
Bucks.
they can do. I'm hoping they can beat the Lions, but
I think
all
they
right.
do.
But yep, that is going to be the super wild card recap. Let's get into the horsecock locks of the week. Let's pick these divisional round games. We got 4 divisional round games. I went 3-3 last week. Chris, what'd you go?
5-1.
5-1, Chris. Okay, Chris went 5-1.
Got the Packers right.
Yeah. Ty, what'd you go?
I went 3-3.
3-3. Noah.
2, just because I'm an idiot and just want to pick the Dolphins just because I want to. I don't know. 0.
It was never the Dolphins.
You went 4
What'd you
and
go?
2.
4-2.
4-2. Cowboys at the Dolphins.
Oh, okay. Zach, what'd you go?
Hold on, I'm adding them up.
Zach went 3-3. I have it here.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I missed on the Rams, Cowboys, and Dolphins.
Brennan, what'd you go?
So I wasn't on the podcast last week, but I did a mental one the day of,
my bad.
and I was undefeated.
6-0.
So
I was
I'm
undefeated.
5-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You make
So I
me
went
sick.
6-0.
John, what'd you go?
I went the worst on the panel. I went
Got
2
every
and
game
4.
right.
Oh shit. And Jake, you went what? 4-2.
Yeah, I was 4-2.
4-2.
In my gut, I knew to take the
Yeah.
Bucks, and I knew to take. Well, I didn't know to take the Packers, but
I don't know why I took the Rams.
Okay, I got lucky. I was just
All right.
Being different.
Get back
felt
to
in
it,
my
boys.
loins, man.
Let's go. First game of the divisional round. We got Texans Ravens. Chris, who do you got?
So, like I said earlier, Texans second yard in the NFL in yards per carry allowed, 6th in total rush yards. I gotta go. The Ravens defense is the real deal. I think them and the 49ers are probably the best 2 defenses in the league right now, talent-wise and just overall scheme and play. But there's a guy who plays in Houston who wears number 7, who fears God,
Here we go.
and I can't bet against him. So
Here
I'm
we
taking
go.
Texans. Give me C.J. Stroud. Come on, baby.
I don't know if this is going to be appropriate for the Instagram, Chris.
Big boy.
Why not?
You're doing a little too much.
What's
I
he
do?
Too
doing?
much of the.
What do
the
you do,
fucking-
Frank? Just don't worry about what Frank's saying, Christians. I thought it was.
He's
perfect.
talking. He's saying you need to zip it up, Chris. That's what he's saying.
I'll
Don't
do
go
some
down
more.
there so quick, Chris.
Frank, he's the
Go
best
down
quarterback in the league, and
Alright,
we've been saying it for
Ty.
6 weeks.
All right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and unzip, but for a different set of individuals. For D'Amico Ryan and Bobby Slowick, I think they're gonna go in there and put a fucking game plan together, and they're gonna be cooking on all cylinders. And I think the Texans are gonna shock the world and continue to roll here.
Wow.
And the
So
Texans win in Baltimore.
That's 2 Texans right there. Noah.
I mean, I'm going Texans, but I want to give you a
3
little,
Texans. Damn.
I want to give you a little bit of reasoning why though. The Baltimore Ravens starters have not played a full football game in 3 weeks.
Yep.
I
Bad
don't
idea.
know. I mean, they're going to be fresh, but there's always a little
they?
bit of knocking the rust off. You know that. So that's all I'm going to say. Texans.
Be more fresh if they played to
going through.
the end of the season.
So 3 Texans. Bruce.
You know I'm going Texans, Frank.
Okay, 4 Texans right there. Brennan.
I'm going with CJ Stroud and the Texans.
Oh my!
Wow.
Holy
5
shit.
Texans. Sean.
Somebody pick the Ravens, please.
Sean.
Can somebody please pick the Ravens?
got us.
Oh, we got
Sean
Sean.
got us.
We got Sean.
Yes, I'm good.
Everybody pipe down a little bit. Let me tell you something. This man right here, 2-time MVP, 1-time
turn the
Super
camera a
Bowl
little bit?
champion. Right here, Lamar Jackson. And you're saying, wait, 1-time Super Bowl champion? Where'd you get that stat from? This year, because they're smacking on the Texans. Give me 7.5. Give me 7.5.
It's actually 9.5.
I'm looking at it right now. It's bumped.
No,
It's 7.5.
Moved down. It's moved
They
down.
moved
No,
it. It opened up.
Yeah, because
now.
everyone's
Jake.
betting on the Texans.
Jake.
my heart wants to go Texans, but I'm gonna go Ravens. I
Yeah.
think
Listen.
the season they've been having and their defense, they're just gonna put it all together, and I think this is their year. I have Ravens making the Super Bowl, and that doesn't stop here.
Yeah.
But I think Texans cover.
I don't know what y'all are doing. I'm going Ravens. By 14.
Knowing ball.
It's fun.
By
We're knowing
the
ball.
points. By the points.
Let's go,
By
Frank.
the points.
Every time you bet against
Say
us,
by
we
14?
fucking win,
Flock.
son. Thank you.
Flock.
Okay.
I
Fourteen.
thank
This
you.
guy does not know ball.
14.
You're like Trent with these Texans bets. Every time you bet
Have you
against us,
watched
we
the
win.
Texans?
That's fine, Noah.
you watched them
Here's
play
what you
football?
guys like to do.
Thank you.
You just like to look at the nice new Maserati, but you don't look at the old Bugatti. It's faster,
What?
more innovative.
Frank, honestly, Frank,
That
just
is
shut
the
the hell up.
Maserati
That
is an
Bugatti is
older
more
brand.
expensive than the Ferrari.
Frank, please don't ever try to make a car comparison on this fucking show ever again, please.
Maserati's
That
an older
Bugatti's
brand.
better than the Ferrari. What are we doing here?
That's what I'm
Well, you
saying.
said
Lamar is better
said
than
Maser-
CJ Stroud.
Guys, he unknowingly told us the truth. Texans by a
Yeah,
million.
that was Maserati
No.
is an older brand than Bugatti, Frank. You're
That's
completely
okay, but I'm saying the Bugatti is the nicer, faster car.
Frank's just
said
yapping.
it was the older one.
No, I'm not doing it by
Yeah,
age.
you
I
did.
wanna-
It's all right. It's all right. It's okay.
Just
It's
stop.
okay.
Reloading.
Can we get Jake's pick, please?
Well,
Or
that
Jake already
went
got it?
down the
Jake
fucking
got
hill.
the Ravens already.
Okay, can we move on? This guy's he's losing it.
All right, Packers, 49ers. Chris.
What can I say?
This is such a tough one, man. Do I ride with the
It's not
pack,
that
man? Is
hard.
the pack really back? In San Francisco, see, here's the thing, all right? Packers are a good team. Jordan Love's a good quarterback. They played the Cowboys. Cowboys ridiculously fraudulent, zero coaching. Shanahan, however, is a different breed. It's basically if you took what I said earlier with the Cowboys and switched their coaches and gave them a good coach, that's what the Niners are. So I'm taking 49ers at home. Thank you.
Terrible.
I'm assuming I'm next, Frank. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say the 49ers. It's as simple as that. 49ers.
Yeah, don't overthink it.
I think it's that easy for everyone. Noah.
I really like what the Packers are doing right now, but
That's what I'm saying, man.
what's the spread? I think the
8.5.
Packers will easily. This is going to be a close game, I think.
Yeah, Packers definitely cover.
I'm going to have to go Niners, though, just because experience.
Talent, experience,
Zach.
coaching.
Give me the Niners.
It's pretty simple.
Brennan, we know what you're taking.
It's pretty simple. Look, don't do this.
Can you give us a
okay?
breakdown?
I need to tell the fans why this is gonna happen. Okay.
Oh my.
We are on a complete path on why 12 couldn't win a Super Bowl after 2010. Okay, we are literally witnessing what this Packers offense was capable of without a toxic, narcissistic man at the helm of it. Okay,
Okay,
we
now you're
are
just hating.
literally stop. I'm watching football. I'm watching. So I have seen this offense be better than it ever has been. And I had said if Jordan Love is not good, Matt LaFleur is on the hot seat because this is his guy in his system. It's who he wanted all the time, right? Matt LaFleur has faced this Niners offensive scheme multiple times. Him and Shanahan are from the same damn cloth, cut from the same shit. And no way is he going to go into San Francisco, where Jordan Love is from, Bakersfield, California. I bet you his entire family will be in attendance, and they will kill the three-headed monster and end this rampage they put on the league. So I got Packers.
You do realize Aaron Rodgers is from Northern California as well.
Fraud.
Yeah, that's
Can't
bullshit.
wait. I feel
All
real
right,
bad for
Sean.
that guy when his whole family's in attendance.
Ugh.
Yeah.
49ers and the Green Bay Packers.
Pretty easy, Sean.
Got Saturday night football. You know,
Big boy.
I'm going to take a risk like my boy Chris Jones did here last week. I think Jordan Love is hot. Just beating an electric team, embarrassing them in Jerry World. They're going to go to the gay capital of the world, San Francisco, and shit on them damn Niners.
Chase Young.
Okay, Frank, hold on. You're gonna say something to Chris Jones, but you're not gonna say something to Shondell down here?
What?
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
don't care
speaking
what everyone
facts.
wants. Leave him
That's
alone.
crazy.
You leave
That's
Shondell
crazy.
alone.
I didn't even know that's what you was talking about either, Frank. We
What?
accept
It's
all.
crazy how both the Packers quarterbacks are from there too.
I guess.
Now you're saying the Packers quarterbacks are
Okay.
gay. Now it's going down the drain. Go ahead, Jake. Go ahead, Jake.
I didn't say anything.
All right, Jake.
Not that that's a bad thing.
No,
So
we do not
What-
discriminate
what-
against gay people around here.
We love
For the
everyone around
record,
these parts.
We love everyone. All right,
We
Jake,
love
go ahead.
everybody.
so what?
Ty,
So
shut the
what is
fuck
it-
up.
What was
We
Sean
have
just
to
saying?
cut that
That
out.
was tight.
We have to cut that out.
Jake, go ahead.
So what has the Packers' game plan been the last couple weeks? Some would say run the ball, maybe. That's what's really set up this offense to take off.
action.
Their run first, play action. Jordan Love has open receivers.
Mhm.
You're going against, in my opinion, the best rush defense in the league. There's no doubt about it. They have the best D line. They have the best linebackers. They have the best front seven in the league. That matchup is just going to be too much for the Packers to be able to handle. Brock Purdy just has to not mess up. That's easily saying he definitely can. But with that being said, I'm riding. You just got to keep it simple, stupid. Give me the Pack or not the Packers, the 49ers. 49ers.
Whoa.
Catch that?
Keep it simple.
Y'all catch that?
Is that
Catch
hey? That's
that?
that's
Yeah,
subconscious
hell
right
no.
there.
49ers
Yeah,
by
it's-
a million.
Yeah,
All
they're
right.
just gonna be
49ers.
It's a good run though by the
It's
Packers, Brennan.
49ers.
Very respectable.
Get you 49ers to cover the 8.5 points. They're winning by 14. At
This
least.
guy, everybody's winning by 14.
Yeah, everyone just 14 is special number now.
Yep. All right. Next game: Buccaneers Lions. Chris.
All right. I've said this once. Lions are beatable, right? That Tampa Bay defense has been playing, and they can get some pressure. And what did I also say? Jared Goff, when pressured, awful. No pressure, good. Baker Mayfield is playing out of his mind right now. That offensive coordinator, I think was it something Canales? What's his name?
Dave Canales.
Dave Canales, yeah. That guy is cooking. Lions aren't as good as everyone thinks they are. Give me the Buccaneers.
I like it. I like it. Ty.
This was the Dallas Cowboys playing the Buccaneers. I'd have Dallas by a million. But the Lions have holes. They're a little leaky. I think that boat's taking on water right now. And I'm going to go ahead and go with the guy. He also fears God. I've heard Baker Mayfield. He fears God. He's from Austin as well. And I'm going to go ahead and take Baker Mayfield. Even though he was an Oklahoma Sooner, I'm going to take Baker Mayfield to show out in the second round of the playoffs.
Wow.
Okay. Okay. Noah.
Lions.
Zach.
No breakdown from Noah. Just
Lions.
Bruce said Lions.
Bruce said Lions. Brennan.
I got the Buccaneers.
Wow. Okay. 3 to
get
2.
away from the camera, please,
Sean.
I think that Jared Goff's going to come out here and have another masterclass, and it's going to be an NFC North championship game.
No.
Packers versus Lions. I'm having Lions.
It's not gonna be a. It's not gonna
Interesting.
be
Listen
that.
to yourself, dude.
Yeah, that shit's false. Jake.
No. I'm going with the Lions. There's something about Dan Campbell makes you want to run through a brick wall. He's gonna have them boys ready to go, and
Good
at
thing you don't
home
play
that environment last week was electric. Them hosting their first playoff game, and I think it was 60 years. I might have been wrong there. So yeah, give me the Lions.
So my heart's telling me the Buccaneers because I like to see the underdog win, but I feel like they're gonna get absolutely blown the fuck out because I think that way. So I'm gonna go Lions.
Oh, you
Are
were
we
all
serious?
over, you were all over the Bucks earlier.
Yeah, what?
I guarantee on Sunday this guy has a Bucks bet down.
Good
I
pick.
guarantee
Good
that
pick.
shit.
Yeah,
I
literally.
have a feeling,
Yeah.
bro, they're gonna get absolutely shit on though.
This
Yeah.
guy's gonna
Good
see
thing
that
you're-
plus
good thing your feelings
225,
never
and he's
right,
gonna be
Frank.
like, "I'm gonna take the Bucks today."
Probably.
Frank, your gut isn't too successful, buddy.
That's why I'm fading it right now. We're going Lions. All right. Last game of the weekend. Probably, it's the best game, I think.
It will be.
Chiefs, Bills.
Fraudulent team.
Chiefs, Bills. Chris, who are we going with?
So right, we got two fraudulent teams here. See, what I'm really thinking is, you know, the NFL and their whole Mahomes agenda is they've kind of gone out the window from that. I think they're thinking next man up. I sit here and I look at the Bills defense, right? A lot of injuries. You know, I'm really torn because Josh Allen has never beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. And will it happen? I don't think so. Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, I was worried you were gonna go somewhere different there. He's a 28-year-old quarterback that's won 2 championships. I don't think the league's going away from any narrative. I think Patrick Mahomes is gonna show up in Buffalo and win his first away playoff game. I'm going Chiefs.
All right. It's good. So 2 Chiefs. Noah.
I'm gonna go Bills. I think the narrative just Josh Allen's finally got to get that win, and
Yeah.
it's just got to happen. I don't see any a way around it, and I don't think that Chiefs offense is really that great in my
I
opinion.
got 2 words for you, Noah. Chiefs defense.
Yeah, and I understand, but it's at some point the Bills have to get over that hump, and I think that's this week.
They are the Bills.
Zach.
Give me the Bills. I'm going
Bills.
4-0 this week.
2 Bills, 2 Chiefs. Brennan.
I gotta say the Buffalo Bills. I think, and I don't think it's close, big boy. I think the Buffalo Bills win by 7, a tub or more.
Okay. Sean.
Well, you already know who I'm going for. Number 15, number 87, number 4. There's firepower. Chiefs definitely covering the
Chiefs
spread,
will.
and they're doing more than just covering the spread. They're annihilating them. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen's a fraud. Stephon
Okay.
Diggs, fraud. Don't even get me started. James Cook, your brother's better in Baltimore, my boy. Chiefs by a million.
Okay. Wow.
Those are frauds.
Jake.
Talk to him, Charnel.
I'm going with the team that Taylor's boyfriend plays for. Give me
Wow.
the Chiefs.
Oh my
Taylor's
God.
My
boyfriend.
fucking God.
This man's a
dude.
Swiftie now.
Cancel it. Cancel the recording. We're not putting it out.
Oh
That's
man.
it.
Oh man. Not for real though. It's hard to beat a team twice in 1 year. Bills beat Chiefs earlier. I just think you can't bet against Mahomes and the defense in the playoffs. So
We got to remember who
Chiefs.
Josh Allen's true colors, turnover machine.
I'm gonna go Bills. I think Josh Allen. I just think it's all set up. He's gonna do it this year. He's gonna beat Mahomes. Then he's gonna beat Lamar. He's gonna be in the Super Bowl against the San Francisco 49ers.
Green Bay Packers.
And he's gonna beat them. It's Josh
Where's this
Allen's
guy
year. But yeah. All right.
Fuck this guy.
That
This
is
week's-
the horse cock locks of the week presented by Tree Deep. Is Tree Deep still open? Is it still a company or
Yeah, we're still a company.
Did,
we're working on the rebrand right now. So
okay.
just hit us up about any brush cleanup. We'll just bring it out to the curb. And that's it. But anyways.
All right. Well, that's gonna be the podcast. You guys enjoy the divisional round games. Make sure you go check us out on YouTube. Go check out our Instagram, our TikTok. We're posting reels up on there. You're an idiot.
I'm going 4-0.
But thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you. Go Pack, go.
No, fuck that.
Pack is
Sorry.
back, baby.